All right, and we're going to get started. Welcome, welcome to Atlanta Metropolitan State College. And tonight's purpose is just simply to share and just to do a little open house of our religious studies certificate program. A lot of folks are like, what is this? What is that all about? And we are going to share a little bit more about it and what it entails. I am Reverend Barry. I am the coordinator for the program. We also an instructor, and we also have another awesome instructor, Pastor Professor Brandon Moore. He is driving as well, so he is going to be very careful and stay on mute. All right. Okay, so we're going to get right on into it so that we don't hold you up any longer. So I'm so glad that you are here. So I see some who may be employees here or students. And we're going to share a little bit more about Atlanta Metropolitan State College. Okay, so it was really interesting. And this PowerPoint is a little bit older. We don't have the newest logo, but this was a outreach PowerPoint that we did a few years ago. So do forgive me if we have the old logo there. But this program really kind of got its, I want to say, like a rebirth around COVID time, around 2000, excuse me, I was saying 2020. And when it kind of got off the ground, here comes COVID right around March. And we had great plans to go ahead and launch everything. And you know what happened in 2020. We went on back in the house, but we couldn't stop it because we simply pivot to a virtual platform form. Okay, could you guys hold 1 second? For some reason, everybody stay right there. This session somehow got on, oh dear, hold 1 second. It was on Teams, and please everybody stay right there. And I'm going to send a message. Somebody's asking on Teams. All right, thank you for your patience there. I'm going to come right back. All right. Thank you, everybody, for your patience. I'm going to come right back to you. And somebody give me a heads up when you see my screen. It should be a beautiful red star.
It's there.
All right. All right. All right. We're going to pick back up. Yeah, like I said, we were so excited. Dr. Coe and I are so excited to get this thing started. And lo and behold, 2020 comes and we went straight to a virtual model. But this simply came from the Bring It model. And this was something that we believed in before. We want you to believe, resolve, imagine, navigate, and hopefully graduate. And so this is about being innovative. We want our students to be trailblazers. And this particular certificate program is just that. It's an area that we probably have not blazed a trail in before. Right? So let's talk a little bit like, what is this all about? Why do we have a religious studies certificate program at Atlanta Metro? And who is it for? So we're going to answer all your questions, and I'm going to chat a little bit more with you in case you are interested in joining us for the spring. All right. So our religious studies certificate program is 18 credit hours. And a lot of folks at Atlanta Metro didn't even know that we had it. So, 18 credit hours, divide that up by 3, that is 6 courses. And what is its purpose? Well, our purpose is simply to give individuals a basis for further studies in religion, or if you're interested in ministry, you're involved in ministry, or you just simply want a stronger foundation in education. You are not required to be some type of pastor or anything like that. No, no, no. That's not what it's about. But we are simply providing an opportunity for anyone and everyone who's interested in pursuing any further studies in religion and any type of areas. So what I want to go through with you tonight, and I want you to stop me too if you have any questions. This is how we learn. I want to go with you and share with you our courses. Now, remember, we said we had 18 credit hours to complete the whole certificate, right? 3 credits each. That's 6 courses. So what I want to walk you through is, what are our core courses? Okay, what are our core courses? So we're going to have 4 cores and 2 electives. Okay, 4 cores and 2 electives. So what are those cores that we have? So we have Introduction to Religious Studies. That's a 3 credit as well. And one of the key things that I love about this particular course is we get a chance to learn about all religions, okay? And so it's not a particular one, and we understand how people come to a religion, how did it get started, why do people practice religion, and things like that, okay? And also another thing in that particular course, I believe Professor Moore is teaching that this semester. This is what we pay attention to, like how these religions interact in the United States as well. Okay. All right, that's the first one. Our second core course is Survey of Christian History. This is a PAT course where we learn to understand, well, what happened to birth this church? So we start from the New Testament after, Jesus is gone and gives this mandate to the disciples. How does the Christian church spread? And we study how it spreads from like that Middle Eastern, North African region to Asia, into Europe. We even talk about how it makes its way over into North and South America, okay? So it is an awesome course. You'll get a lot of nuggets from that. And the Old and New Testament. So Old Testament is also called Hebrew Bible Literature. I believe, yeah, I'm teaching that this semester. We'll have New Testament next semester in the spring. And Old Testament goes through these writings. We're not a Bible study, so we're not looking at verses. But what we do in these particular courses, the Old and the New Testament, is we take a look at the writings, like what type of genres do they fall under? We take a look at geographical areas. And one of my students is here from my Old Testament course. We're talking about Genesis and where that particular story started in Africa. And it's really interesting to help the students pinpoint certain places and how the Old Testament grew and laid foundation for New Testament. All right, and so New Testament is one of the courses that will be offered next semester. Keep that in mind. And this course as well is a study of how these books came together, who wrote them, what context, who are they writing to, and what can we glean from these particular books. Okay, once again, I think it's very important. We have to remind you, this is not a Bible study. We're not going through each book and chapter. But what we do is we almost come in through like the back door of the books, and we kind of look at the context and the history and figure out how did it come together. Okay. All right. Now, I'm a teacher, so we got 4 main courses. Let me see who's listening tonight. What are our 4 core courses? I got 2 of them on the screen. You remember the other 2? If you want to utilize the chat, you can. I forgot to say welcome in my chat. Everybody may be quiet. Anybody remember those 4 core? I'm giving you a hint because 2 of them are already on the screen. Did you forget?
Christian.
There you go. Yes, Miss Brenda. Miss Brenda is one of our students.
I am. Yeah. I
Yes,
know it was Christian. I can't remember the first name. Christian history, but no, I'm not saying it quite right.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You got it.
Okay.
Christian history, as well as Introduction to Religious Studies. There you go. All right. Old Testament and New Testament are 3 and 4. So those are our 4 cores. Okay. And all right, everybody. There we go. And we have electives. So remember, so we're up to 4, so you got to add 2 more. So 2 electives. And so these will be offered throughout the, particular semester, as well as we usually have a course during the summer. We may have introduction to pastoral ministry. Once again, this is not just dedicated to people who are pastors. I am not a pastor. Professor Moore is an awesome pastor, but I am not. And so everybody is going to come with different ways. This course also just helps us to understand how churches function. And one of the projects that we do is a budget. And I give my students, I say, you have this amount of money. Tell me how you're going to spend it in allotting certain amount of money to your ministries. And it's really, really, really challenging. We have introduction to preaching. Once again, here's my disclaimer. No, you are not required to be a minister or anything like that. No, but this helps us to understand how messages are put together in this type of context. We also explore different types of sermons, the purposes for them, and we also talk about sermons in Christian history. Okay. One of my favorites is Introduction to Christian Worship. I believe we have that next semester. Introduction to Theological Studies. That helps us to understand why people think the way that they do, or how they approach the Creator God. That's theology. Why do people believe certain things? Okay. And another is Eastern Religions and Spirituality. Okay, so those are different types of electives. Okay, so I'm going to ask and answer a few common questions that we get, and then I'm going to pause and just stop talking, and I'm going to let you all just jump right on in there. Okay, so a lot of folks say, well, how long is it? Most students will finish in about a year and a half. It's 18 credit hours, once again, 6 courses. So 6 required courses. So y'all remember that magic number 4, and then we have to add on 2 electives. Okay. How can you take your classes? Remember, once again, I love that everything is available for you online. At this point, we do not have, and I apologize, this was done a few years ago. At this point, we do not have on-campus classes at this time. Okay, so once again, we do not have on-campus classes at this time. Everything is available online. Okay. If you are interested, I will follow up with you, but I do want you to just drop your name and email in the chat while we're talking tonight. A lot of folks say, well, how much is this going to cost me? Now, I am not the financial lady. However, roughly it's about $100 per credit hour. So that's roughly about $300 or so. But one of the wonderful things that I do love about this institution and the state of Georgia is that we have, and thank you so much. Tiffany has a question. I'm gonna get you right there, Tiffany. One of the things that I do love is that our Georgia residents that are 62 years of age and older may attend the program for free. So there are special incentives for our seniors as well. When can you start? You can start in the fall. Of course, here's the fall now. It's already gone, almost gone. Oh, we would love for you to join us in the spring 2025. Can you believe it? 25 is almost here. All right. Some other questions people have, if you're in the ministry or something like that, they say, well, can I transfer these credits to a seminary? And that answer would be no, because this is a certificate program. And we know we don't have the rigor of a seminary or anything like that. However, Professor Moore and myself are our seminary graduates, and we're gonna give you all the good nuggets that you need. But this is a certificate, okay? So you're not completing a bachelor or a degree or anything like that, okay? However, if you're interested in going further, we would love to chat with you and give you resources, Okay. We'll chat a little bit later about registering. Where do I register? Make sure it's a continuous accepting of applications. So make sure if you are interested, and even if you're not interested right now, I want you to pass this information on to others, family and friends that may be interested in this awesome opportunity. A lot of folks say, well, who's going to teach the course? All right. I'm excited that Professor Moore is here. We may hear from him if he is not driving. I want him to be careful, as well as myself. And I did mention earlier that we both hold a Master of Divinity. We both completed seminary successfully. We attended the same one. And I'm so excited for Professor Moore when he shares he is on another track to receive his terminal degree, and he'll share that with us in a second. Okay, and also another question we get, will the certificate lead to ordination? And that answer is no. However, if you may find yourself in ministry, every church is different, every denomination is different. So perhaps they might use this as something like a conference study or ordination assistance, but that is totally not a part of Atlanta Metro. Okay. All right. So let me pause for 1 second, and I'm going to answer some questions, and then I'm going to go to the chat. Oh, one more question here. Do I need a college degree? No, 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 you don't. So I want you to share that with family and friends, that you do not need a college degree. Okay, no. All right, so I'm gonna go to the chat real quick. Let's check out a couple of our questions. Hi, Miss Tiffany. She says, are there scholarships available since, okay, let me open this up, since it's a new program? Hey, Tiffany, that is a great question. That is a great question. And I'm going to, I'm not going to say no. I'm going to say I don't know, but I can delve into that. Tiffany, if you don't mind, I want you to go to the chat, and I want you to drop your email, okay? And I'm going to research that with Dr. Cole. All right. Oh, great question again. Thank you, Tiffany. She says, can these 28 hours count as qualifying hours toward another, is that a bachelor's degree? Film. You can take particular courses. However, you want to be careful if, say, like if you're in film, communication, accounting, whatever, make sure that you have those required courses for your major. So these particular courses would not fulfill a requirement for your major. They could, we do have students that come and they might pick up an elective or two. Okay, so be very careful. You can take a few of the courses as an elective, but you know, it's not necessarily going to count towards you getting in a particular degree. Okay. All right. All right, everybody, let's pause for a second. Thank you so much for these awesome questions. And I want to do two things before we open it up for more questions from you. If Professor Moore, if you're able to chat, he said greetings to everyone. He may be driving.
Yes, ma'am. I'm here. I just accented your response on the degree program and the hours toward degrees.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Good evening, everyone. Glad to be here with you. Thank you for your indulgence in me getting to a safe spot so I could join this evening. I'm still in the car. However, I'm glad to be with you tonight. As Professor Berry has already shared, we're very excited about your being present tonight and the implications of not just your presence, but you sharing with others about this very worthwhile program. Of course, we have a bias because we are very much a part of it and helping individuals to grow in an awareness of the study of religion, which is vast and broad and deep. And more than anything, in addition to you gaining more knowledge, the goal, I think I can speak for both of us, is to also help you in your personal development. Um, this is a professional um, environment, but it is very much with the whole person in mind. And that's one of the distinctions of religion as an academic discipline, is that religion touches on the whole of people, their mind, their physical condition, their mental, emotional state, and the list goes on and on and on. And so I'm glad to be a part of it. I'm glad that she thought enough of me to bring me on board. And I'm very pleased to have been a part now, going into my second year here in this program. And you need to know that it has been just as enriching for me, if not a little bit more, than for those men and women I've been able to share with. As she alluded to, I'm pleased that we are graduates of the same seminary, the Interdenominational Theological Center, which is to date the oldest African American based seminary in the nation. And yes, I am entering my fourth year of the Doctor of Educational Ministry program at Columbia Seminary in Decatur. And so part of my um, commute this evening has to do with having deadlines for proposals and practicums. So know that as we are engaging students this semester, closing out the fall semester, I share with them often, you are not in the struggle by yourself. But there's several of us who are also engaged in academic work. Um, Again, I'm grateful for the opportunity to share with you tonight. And please know that your investment in this program, to whatever degree, is very much worthwhile. Thank you for being present again, and look forward to sharing with you and those who also connect with the program in the near future.
Thank you so much, Professor Moore, and we are so proud of you and your future endeavors. I also want, and if you don't mind, I know she's like, I did not want to be put on the spot. Real quick, Miss Brenda is one of our current students, and if you have any words of encouragement or anything that you would like to say about the program, Miss Brenda, go right ahead.
Thank you, Professor. Yes, I started out, I started my classes in January of this year. And I have found each one to be very interesting.
Come on, get out of here.
I found all of them to be interesting. I'm on my fifth class now. I have one more. And you, as indicated, you don't have to be a minister, a preacher, or anything. It helps you even in your speaking. And I'm sure all of you that are curious about how the world began and the creation and things of that nature, there's answers here. I have really learned a lot. You think you know something, but you don't know anything until you get around a professional that really have dug deep into the Bible. So, and you get so much help. If you need help, the teachers are here to help you. So we do encourage you to come on aboard and enjoy Thursday nights and Tuesday nights and Monday nights along with us, okay?
Oh, thank you so much, Miss Brenda, for adding that in there. Very good testimonial, right? I do want to pause right now and open the floor if anyone has any questions. Any questions? While you are, if you have any questions or if you need to put anything in the chat, go right ahead. I do want to add this before I bring something up on the screen. As Miss Brenda talked about, how do we gather? How do you learn? Well, remember we said that at this point, since COVID, right, we stayed online. But to make sure that our students are understanding, we love community. So my particular class, what am I teaching? I'm teaching Old Testament this semester, and we meet on Thursday nights, and it's voluntary. We meet on Thursday nights via Zoom and things like that. And we share what we've been learning. Of course, Professor Moore and I do understand folks are working and things like that. And so we'll record our sessions in case you are not able to physically, well, not physically, but virtually be with us at that time. Okay, so that's an added bonus to us because we understand that evening time is very busy, and Professor Moore and I are employed other places during the day. Okay. As you see right there on the screen, I have listed criteria for joining. Some of you are also employees. Thank you so much, Professor. Some of you are also employees at Atlanta Metro, and you are more than welcome to hop on and join us. But what do you need? Of course, GPA. I know all your GPAs are fine. That transcript will need that. Any official transcripts if you attended a college before, okay? All right, and I do want to encourage you to apply today. And if you say, hey, this is not for me, or it might be for me, but maybe next year, got a lot of things going on, maybe in the fall of 25. We would love to have you in the spring of 25. I put in the chat that we have 3 classes for spring 25. And I'm gonna just highlight this real quick before I let you go. And we're gonna have New Testament next semester, Christian worship, and Christian history. Once again, we will do those online, okay? And before I leave out, I'm gonna stop sharing real quick. Y'all let me know if you have any questions, but I wanna bring up something really cool for you. Anybody have any questions? Just let me know. Bring up a really cool picture for you. Sorry if this is it's looking a little blurry, but I wanted to show you one of our awesome picture of some of our students that graduated. Okay, all right, and I'm gonna come right back to you. I'll share this picture with you. And I thought they were so beautiful in their red stoles. It's a little blurry, I'm sorry. But those are some of our students that graduated in May of this is 24, right? May of 23. My goodness, how time flies. May of 23. So I was really excited for them. And we had some students the year before, but we want this number to continue to increase and go up. So that's why we wanted to share this information with you. I want to thank you so much, Ms. Johnson, Dr. Brown. Thank you so much, Ms. Brenda, for joining us. Thank you, Miss Williams. Thank you, Miss Rivers. Any questions that you may have that I didn't address?
I have one.
Yes.
The classes that's going to be held in 25 in the spring quarter. Was one of those an elective, or a couple of those elective, or they're all the course?
Yes. So, please forgive me, got my glasses off here. All right. So next semester we have New Testament, which is a core. Christian history is a core, but Christian worship is an elective. And yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Thank you for that question. All right. All right. Well, if you don't have any questions, or if you would like to get in contact with me, you can do 2 things. You can drop your email in the chat, and I'm going to put mine in here as well. Please reach out if you have any questions. I'm going to put my email in the chat. Once again, if you say, hey, this isn't for me, but I know somebody who it may be for, I want you to, my email's in the chat, K berry@atlm.edu. Pass on the information, or if you need a flyer or something to send to them or to your church, please just reach out at that email and I can send you over a graphic. I could send that or send more information to an individual, okay?
Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you so much for your time. Continue to spread the word, and I thank you for joining us this evening for our open house.
Thank you.
Right. If anybody needs to stay on, I'll be here for a few minutes if you need to ask any additional questions. Let me stop.